Hi everyone, and welcome to Quantum Universum. Today, we are diving into a fascinating topic. Science has made a breakthrough, recognizing and discovering things that we've known spiritually for ages. But we'll delve into more details. I'll leave references in the video description for those who want to explore further. But before we start, make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss any upcoming videos on personal growth and spiritual well-being. Human DNA is like a biological internet, superior in many ways to the artificial one. The latest Russian scientific research explains phenomena such as clairvoyance, intuition, spontaneous and remote acts of healing, self-healing, affirmation techniques, luminous auras around people, especially spiritual masters, and the mind's influence on weather patterns. There are signs of a new kind of medicine where DNA can be influenced and reprogrammed by words and frequencies without the need to cut and replace individual genes. Only 10% of our DNA is used to build proteins. This segment of DNA is what Western researchers focus on, examining and cataloging it. The remaining 90% is considered junk DNA. However, Russian researchers, convinced that nature does nothing useless, have brought together linguists and geneticists to explore this 90% of junk DNA. Their results are revolutionary. According to them, our DNA not only builds our body, but also serves as a storage and communication device. Russian linguists have discovered that the genetic code, especially in the seemingly useless DNA, follows the same rules as all human languages. They compared the rules of syntax, how words combine to form sentences, semantics, the study of word meanings, and basic grammar. They found that the bases of DNA follow a regular grammar and have fixed rules like our languages. Human languages, therefore, did not appear by chance, but are a reflection of our DNA. Russian biophysicist and molecular biologist Pyotr Garyaev and his colleagues explored the vibrational behavior of DNA. They modulated certain frequency patterns with a laser beam and influenced the frequency of DNA and, consequently, the genetic information itself. Since the structure of DNA base pairs and language is similar, DNA decoding is unnecessary. We can directly use words and phrases from human language. This has been experimentally proven. Living DNA, in living tissues, not in vitro, always reacts to laser-modulated language beams and even to radio waves if the appropriate frequencies are used. This scientifically explains why affirmations, autogenic training, hypnosis, and similar practices can have powerful effects on humans. It is entirely normal for our DNA to react to language. While Western researchers cut individual genes from DNA and insert them elsewhere, the Russians work with devices that influence cellular metabolism with modulated radio and light frequencies to repair genetic defects. For example, Garyaev's team demonstrated that chromosomes damaged by X-rays could be repaired using this method. They also managed to capture informational patterns of one DNA and transmit them to another, reprogramming cells to another genome. They successfully transformed frog embryos into salamander embryos by simply transmitting DNA informational patterns. This represents an incredible revolution that could transform the world. Applying vibrations and language instead of the archaic process of ablation demonstrates the immense power of wave genetics, which has more influence on the formation of organisms than the biochemical processes of base sequences. Esoteric and spiritual masters have known for millennia that the body can be programmed with language, words, and thoughts. Now, this has been scientifically proven. However, the frequency must be correct, which explains why not everyone achieves the same results. One must work on internal processes and maturity to establish conscious communication with DNA. The Russian researchers work with a method that always works, as long as the correct frequency is used. The more developed the individual consciousness, the less technology is needed. One can achieve results alone, and science will finally stop mocking such ideas, explaining and confirming them. Russian scientists also discovered that our DNA can cause disturbances in the vacuum, producing magnetized wormholes. These small tunnels are microscopic equivalents of the Einstein-Rosen bridges near black holes. They are connection tunnels between different areas of the universe through which information can be transmitted outside space and time. DNA attracts this information and transmits it to our consciousness. This hypercommunication process is more effective in a relaxed state. Stress and worries prevent successful hypercommunication or completely distort the information. In nature, hypercommunication has existed for millions of years. The organized behavior of insects proves this dramatically. Modern humans know hypercommunication only as intuition, but we can fully recover this capability. An example: if an ant queen is far from the colony, construction continues fervently according to plan. However, if the queen is killed, all work in the colony stops. The queen sends the building plans, even from a distance, through the collective consciousness of the ants. Humans can experience hypercommunication when they suddenly access information outside their knowledge base. This can appear as inspiration or intuition. Italian composer Giuseppe Tartini, for example, dreamt that the devil played the violin at his bedside. The next morning, Tartini transcribed the piece from memory and called it the Devil's Trill Sonata. When hypercommunication occurs, special phenomena can be observed in DNA and humans. Russian scientists irradiated DNA samples with laser light and observed typical wave patterns that remained even after removing the DNA. This effect is called the phantom DNA effect. External energy continues to flow through the spatial tunnels even after removing the DNA. The side effects of hypercommunication include unexplained electromagnetic fields near the involved persons. Electronic devices can malfunction for hours, but resume normal function when the field dissipates. Many healers and psychics are familiar with this effect. Grazina Gosa and Franz Bludorf explain these connections in their book Vernetzt Intelligenz. According to them, humans were once connected to group consciousness like animals, but to develop and live individual consciousness, they almost completely abandoned hypercommunication. Now, with a stable individual consciousness, we can create a new form of group consciousness. Just as we use the internet, our DNA can connect to the network, download information, and establish contact with other people. This explains phenomena such as telepathy or remote healing. A developed collective consciousness could change and shape the world like gods. We are approaching this new type of collective consciousness. One individual alone cannot influence the weather, but a group consciousness could achieve it. Some indigenous tribes already do this. The Earth's resonant frequency, the Schumann frequency, can be influenced by our brain. When many people synchronize with this frequency, they can influence the weather. A modern civilization with this consciousness would have no environmental pollution or energy resource problems. It would naturally control the planet's energy. If enough people united for a higher purpose, like meditation for peace, violence could dissolve. DNA is an organic superconductor capable of operating at normal body temperature. Artificial superconductors require extremely low temperatures. Superconductors can store light, thus information. This shows that DNA can do this. Another phenomenon related to DNA and spatial tunnels involves luminous spheres. These small tunnels can become stable and form light spheres that move from the ground to the sky. Researchers have discovered that these spheres can be guided by thought. They emit low-frequency waves produced by our brain, so they react to our thoughts. These light spheres can cause genetic mutations. Some spiritual practitioners produce these spheres during meditation or energy work. They have been photographed during earth healing projects. These light spheres were interpreted as angels in the past. Now we know they were not hallucinations. We have made enormous strides in understanding our reality. Even official science recognizes Earth's anomalies that contribute to the formation of these luminous phenomena. Recently, these anomalies were found in Rocca di Papa, south of Rome. We are at the dawn of a new era where science and spirituality meet. Our collective consciousness is evolving, and with it, our abilities to influence and transform the world. This is not science fiction, but pure scientific reality. Keep following me for more incredible discoveries, and remember, words have immense power. Let's use them wisely. See you soon in the next video.